Jason, remember this?
I do remember this.
That's you and me on the chin ramp, double inverts, like search for Animal Chin. And that's me wearing the actual shirt from that original photo on Animal Chin.
It's so crazy.
And now we're selling these.
Yeah, and I'm here. I'm just a part of it.
So we signed 1,000 of these.
Yeah.
Well, I've signed most of them, and you have to sign them.
I'm gonna do it right now.
So that by the time you were watching this, they will be available, ready to ship. Boom.
Yeah, I'd hurry up and get one, man. This is the greatest thing that I'll ever be a part of, ever. So.
I'm pretty hyped on this.
Yeah.
So they're at TonyHawk.com, I think. Yep. TonyHawk.com.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's a place. That's a good place.
All right. Keep searching.
Oh, there he is.
How are you,
buddy?
Good to see you, buddy. Thank
How
you.
are you?
He's pretty good too, I guess.
Coming.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
How are you?
Good.
Are you awesome?
I'm awesome. I mean, I'm not in awesome
See, he's
world.
lying.
He
I'm
lives
not.
in awesome world. I'm just in the orbit of awesome.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Don't give up, Tony. You know, he'll be alright.
I'll keep working on it.
Creepy. That's the way I like it.
Is that some luggage?
Oh, I brought a little something for the show.
Is it a midget?
Could be.
All right, I'm ready.
Maybe another one.
You know, there's a door right there.
Yeah, I might
You know
use
what you
it.
do? You
I
go
might.
right through it. Yeah.
Kick me through it, asshole.
Welcome. Here we go.
And I'm not Tony Hawk. I can barely walk right now. Guess why?
I know.
Because I was fucking.
You're actually
shredded
you're
hard.
like I said, you're like you said, you're going into the territory of me always having a skateboard, always skating in places.
And it used to be I only skated vert. Now I'm all terrain again.
Yeah.
Like I skate everything. And being 50, it's never been a dumber time to do that.
Dumb. Really
Yeah.
borderline. Keller. Helen.
Right. Oh yeah. I'm back.
Is that your second Helen Keller joke? that you've
Yeah. Well,
thrown
they're not
out?
really jokes at this point. I'm serious. This kid's like right at the edge of her bed, you know. I'm telling you.
So 1 minute doing a joke, it's not easy, right? Even for you.
Oh yeah, no, it's not ideal
Because you guys, when you went together, then Tony hit me up. He was like, "Do you want to be on?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I thought it was like sit down, like you guys.
Yeah.
And then I'm at dinner with Brianna, and she goes, "So Tony says, do you have a minute ready?" And I was like, "A minute?"
Oh yeah, it's.
And I was like, "No."
No.
And he's like, "You don't want to do it?" I'm like, "I'm not writing a minute in half an hour to do on Kill Tony. Like,
Yeah.
I need a week to make a minute, like, because I don't want it to be bad." And he's like, "We'll just interview you for a
But
little bit."
the bar's set pretty low.
Yeah,
for what
that's
is
for
good.
Sure, yeah.
But I can't bomb, dude. Like,
Yeah.
not on there.
We were just we just been reminiscing about Kill Tony
Yeah.
Right.
because
We've all been on
We
there.
did it together.
Yeah, we did it together.
You helped.
Harland Williams is here, everyone. He's right here.
Yeah.
Legend. We met a long time ago.
Yeah.
You are a legend.
Whoa.
You are.
Did you try to shrug off Legend?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
just
what I'm a legend
You know what?
for,
when
but I'll
when
take
I
it.
first met you,
Yeah.
that's how Tom Green introduced you to me.
Aw, wow. Well, thank you. That's high praise. Thank you. Big compliment.
Of course. Absolutely.
Great way to start, and I appreciate it.
I know you were
you took
a
it.
big mentor to Tom.
Yeah. Well, a Mentos. I introduced him to breath mints. Yeah.
He does stink.
Yeah. So I got him into Mentos. Did he say mentor?
I might have misheard
Yeah,
it.
I think
but
it was Mentos. The
I'm
friend.
pretty sure he told me, wait, if I have this right,
Yeah.
that he was a big fan of yours. He went to one of your shows and you took him out to dinner? Is that correct? To give him pointers?
He came to one of my shows and he was with a bunch of his buddies. This is when he was in high school.
Yeah.
And they approached me after the show and asked me if I wanted to go for a sub sandwich.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And I was like, sure, kid. And we went out, like, I
so
think there was
cool.
4 of us. We just had Pops and Mr. Submarine and, yeah, just had a laugh. And I think he was doing stand-up at the time, so I was just trying to kind of mentor a little bit.
Do you remember that?
I do, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it was so out of the ordinary?
Yeah, it was a kind of a quirky, weird thing, but we had a blast, yeah, and that was the beginning of us meeting.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
You know what's
Just-
crazy? I thought a mentor was like one of those men with a bull's head.
Oh, Minotaur.
Right.
Oh, Minotaur, yeah.
Those are more fun.
They are, because you got half human, half bull.
It's funny though to think that I introduced him as his mentor. Like he's Tom's Minotaur,
Which would
only
be,
for Tom.
Which would be badass. You know what I mean? I would love to be anyone's Minotaur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he'd be a
That really
great
changes the
Minotaur.
vibe.
Right?
Yeah.
You know me.
Well, let's not touch.
He's working on it with the hat.
I mean,
It's going to happen again.
God.
You
getting
touched
close.
me before. That sounds weird. But
There we
you know
go.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember when I was on your show?
Yeah.
You were touching me all over the place.
All over, everywhere. Or as Clint Eastwood would say, every which way but loose.
He did.
It's so nice to have someone of our age that I can get that reference.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. No, old people.
Right
Hell
turn,
yeah.
Clyde.
Let's die together, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Let's all
Clyde.
jump in the coffin and ride it to the grave, baby.
Yeah,
Hell
we're
yeah.
going to be the last ones with those references.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild. Just wild.
So what's been happening?
Well, I've just been motoring around, and I was excited to do your pod because it's really, I've never got a chance to really talk about my time as a boarder. And so I thought it'd be really cool to be able to share with your fans and my fans and your fans just like my years.
Thanks for putting me in that. Appreciate that.
Well, when I say boarder, for you I meant boarding school.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an innovator of skateboarding. When I did his podcast, he showed me several wheels that I've never heard of that he had invented for skateboarding that would make skateboarding like progress in a way that I don't think we've ever seen skateboarding progress.
Yeah.
It's a very PC way of putting that.
Revolutionized. And
That's
in a
a
few
word.
minutes, if you guys are up for it, I'd like to present to you my new board that I put together.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, my
Yes.
charity, Cinnamon Angels Fly Away. We do all kinds of work with children with cinnamon allergies, and a lot of the money we make from that, from selling the boards. The new board I'm going to show you goes to Cinnamon Angels Fly Away, our charity, and helps these kids that have severe like cinnamon allergies and stuff.
Wait, there's kids that are allergic to cinnamon.
Yeah.
Wait, they can't be in a room with it, or what are we talking about?
It's sort of like, have you heard of a peanut allergy?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
if the
have.
kids get around like cinnamon, their ankles puff up, they get foam
Foam from the mouth.
from the mouth and sort of discolored nails,
No,
yellowish.
instantly from being around cinnamon.
Like jaundice
What about
type of-
Cinnabon? If they're at the mall,
Yeah.
will that freak them out?
Well, this is where it happened. I was at one of the airports.
Oh my
in the-
God.
What's wrong with? What's
Go
going
ahead.
on?
I was at one of the airports,
Yeah.
and I was walking near a Cinnabon.
Yeah.
And a kid collapsed, severe cinnamon allergy, ankles puffed up, his shoes ripped. They actually ripped,
Like
sort
Hulk.
of like the Hulk.
Yeah.
And foaming, it looked like he had
Like the
just
Hulk.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't take it anymore. And so we started.
You can't take anymore because you've seen it happen so many times.
I saw it once, and once was enough.
Okay, see, I got it.
I understand that.
And so that's when we started Cinnamon Angels Fly Away.
No, that's. I don't know why he's laughing. He's hit his head a lot.
And we help the children. We have the Cinnamon Ward at Cedar Sinai's, and
I've
on
been
the
to
12th
Cedar.
floor. Yeah,
I
you
have
been on
not-
the 12th floor?
No.
We have
the
the
12th
Cinnamon
floor.
Ward.
Oh wow! So there's
Yeah.
just a bunch of kids like all puffed up in there.
Yeah, God, you don't have to say it like that.
What? Come on, man. Let me touch you. It's okay. Sometimes kids get puffy. It happens to the best of us.
You're right. Now, that's one of the symptoms. Their ankles puff up.
Right,
so-
I've had that.
Yeah.
I wear compression socks whenever I eat cinnamon buns.
You?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have a cinnamon allergy, do you?
I didn't realize until right now that I might.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because
You
I'll
should-
just fight it.
So you're doing it for him.
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
drop by Cedar Sinai. We'll do a cinnamon test.
I hate going there.
I know no one likes going to a hospital, but the
Right.
Cinnamon Ward, we do candles, we have oils, and
I love candles and oils.
Yeah,
What are you laughing at? I've never seen you laugh before. It's so I'm so happy. I feel like I just hit a ball out of a stadium right now, dude. Oh man, that is the biggest. I've won. I'll leave. Oh, man.
Our work is done.
Yeah, mine is for sure. Go ahead, skateboarding. Anyway, you're innovating. Kids are puffy, and
So, anyways, I come from a skateboarding background. When I was younger, I did it all the time.
how old were you when you started skateboarding?
I was like 12.
Really?
I started when it sort of came back. Remember, it was the big rage in California. Then it sort of disappeared for a while. And then the boards came back with the compacted clay wheels for a little bit.
You weren't for clay. You're not old enough for clay wheels.
Yeah, well, when I was about 13. The clay wheels came back. They were the first wave. But then about a year into that, they started with the urethane.
Right.
And so I was in. I was all the way in.
Tony,
And,
was that George Powell with the urethane wheels, or was it just before him?
Well, before him, but then he came up with the formulas.
Because he was
Yeah.
he had
Formulas.
roller skates, right?
Roller skate wheels,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. Yeah.
That's how Bones started, yeah.
those were the clay ones, right? The roller
No,
skate
urethane.
wheel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Urethane was.
And
So roller skaters had the first good
Bones.
wheel.
Yeah. The very first Bones logo was a skeleton on roller skates.
Son of a bitch! I've seen that. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't want that, but it's still cool to know that it
I mean, it's
existed.
kind of retro now. It's sick.
Yeah, they were retro. But
I'm cool with roller skating. I don't mind those.
So that's when you actually found skateboarding.
That's when I started. Like I'd known about it, but then it sort of made this little comeback, and then it just exploded. And I had my crew. We rolled with my crew, and my street name was Crunch Vac, and it was like,
don't listen to them. They don't.
Yeah. What
We're
Crunch
in.
Vac? You don't go by Crunch Vac anymore?
I did when I was rolling with my crew, my skateboarding crew. That was my nickname because vac is short for vacuum.
Yeah, obviously.
And vacuums suck. And I was known for my known for my wipeouts, like just crunching. So suck, crunch. So they called me Crunch Vac.
Yeah, man, I've been called that.
What were some of the other nicknames of your crew?
Oh, we had Fudgy was one of the guys, the fat kid. Yeah. Fudgy, he was the only guy. He had a permanent bow in his board. You ever seen? You ever seen one of those horses where their back just sags down
like a reverse camel?
This guy, he was a fatty. This kid, just a chubber. And
that's ahead of his game. That's ahead of the curve too, because back when you were a child, they weren't as big as they come now.
Oh, Fudgy was. This kid was nuts. He loved eclairs and bear claws. Oh, he went and apple fritters. In fact, we were camping once,
Man,
and this guy, I'm not kidding. You know, when you're camping, sometimes you see stuff you don't want to see. People got a poo in the woods. We were camping, and this guy came running out of the woods. I guess he heard a noise, and this guy, Fudgy, he farted so hard his asshole looked like an apple fritter.
That's crazy.
It was unbelievable.
I'd like to, you know what a turducken is?
Yeah, it's a prehistoric bird.
Is it?
Yeah. Paleozoic era.
It's not a chicken with a turkey and a duck in it?
Well, that's what they called them once we evolved.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to do apple fritter, chocolate eclair, bear claw, turducken.
Oh, God.
Like you bite in and it's like one into the other.
If Fudgy's watching right now, he's probably rolling around in his Walmart sleeping bag covered in Vaseline. I mean, this guy, like what you just described, is probably his most erotic dream.
As hell, right? I'm like fighting not to be a chubby guy, you know?
Yeah, you're in good shape, both you guys.
Yeah, I can kick your ass for sure.
I don't know about that. Let's not daydream. I mean, we're doing a podcast, not a daydream cast. But then, so I had my crew. You know, we'd roll around SoCal. You know, we'd be wearing our Vans, sparking reefs, bonging the Honjonas, just having fun out on the street.
Yeah,
bonging the Honjonas.
Bonging the Honjonas. Yeah. That's a new one.
Yeah.
Is that a Canadian thing?
No, that was
he just said he was in SoCal.
That's right.
Yeah, it's like you're not listening to
my
the story.
Yeah, SoCal.
San Diego. Actually, me and my crew would roll through Camp Pendleton.
Camp Pendleton?
Yeah.
You mean Pendleton?
The military base.
Yeah. No, I'm familiar with it.
How'd you get on base?
That's the beauty of it. We would sneak, except for Fudgy. He couldn't really get through the fence.
Makes sense.
We would get on there, and they got these helicopter pads for the Black Hawk helicopters. And what do we want when we're boarders? A nice, smooth, even surface. Can't have any pebbles, can't have any grit because of the rotating blade. Tony, these things were smoother than Dolly Parton's ass cheeks at a lemonade festival. I mean, you could just slide around on there like a elf in Barry Manilow's dildo drawer. It was unbelievable. Like just like Brian Boitano on a fucking bowl of glazed fucking meatloaf sauce.
That's slick.
Wow, it's very smooth. And now a word from our sponsors. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Yeah.
We are sponsored by BetterHelp this show.
Yeah. Therapy is good, man.
Yes.
Therapy is sometimes, I think, honestly, necessary for everybody, but, some people think they're perfect, and congratulations to them, but it doesn't hurt. Worst case scenario, it doesn't do anything, but more than likely, it will help you feel better with your life, and you only have so many years or days or seconds on this planet. You may as well enjoy them a little more. Is that a crazy thing to want to do?
Is therapy scary?
Yeah, like sometimes,
is it spooky?
It could be. It could be if you don't go to BetterHelp, you could be all alone in the dark. That's scary.
See, we've tied it into Halloween.
There could be ghosts in the dark in your nightmares, but you could turn the sun on.
You could be chasing ghosts. Stop chasing ghosts.
Yeah, and waterfalls.
Chase waterfalls. Don't chase ghosts.
Oh yeah, no, that is good advice.
Yeah,
man,
there you go.
You should be a therapist.
No. You should go to BetterHelp instead and see a professional therapist. Don't take my take my advice.
That was great advice again, dude.
I mean, don't take my advice in that you should go do that, not that, whatever.
I got it. I got it. You did great.
Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist. Switch therapists anytime for no additional charge.
Overcome your fears with BetterHelp.
Visit BetterHelp.com/HawkWolf today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/HawkWolf. Jason?
Yeah, Tony?
Prize Picks.
Yeah, man, I'm actually excited about it.
It's the best place to get real money sports action.
I don't know anything about it, and I got it and started doing it, and I was like, I understand immediately. My dumbass, I don't understand anything.
you
I
got
was
it.
like, I get it, and I was like, yeah, I reckon LeBron James is not going to score as many points as they think.
See, Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in over 30 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas.
Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you pay $5. You don't even need to win to receive a $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Think Justin Jefferson will get more than 83.5 yards next week? Ooh, I don't know. Christian McCaffrey run more than 75.5 yards? It's tough.
I don't know.
I don't know, man, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for it. I think he can.
All right, cook up hot takes with your friends and win real money this football season when you and your crew run your game on Prize Picks.
Download the app today and use code HawkWolf and get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's HawkWolf to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Back to the show.
Have you ever motored around on a helicopter pad?
I have, yes.
See, so you know.
Yeah.
How would you describe how smooth it is?
Good
Not
luck.
like you. Yeah.
But what would you say, just so I can sort of absorb and we can kind of connect?
Powwow.
Smooth, like an extreme water slide.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can relate
Is that
to
good?
that.
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
I can't get into any.
Right, because it's sort of the viscosity of a water slide water.
Right.
Sort of like, it's like
Velocity?
viscosity.
Sure. You're right then.
But yeah, me and my crew, we'd roll around, and then we got up into Beverly Hills. And this is where I got into a lot.
So you skated through Pendleton to Beverly Hills.
We skated around there. We did the whole Black Hawk Down vibe thing, with my Vans on, my checkered Vans. And then we kind of broke in, me and the crew like to say, we broke into Bev Hills and old Crunchvac. Like we loved swimming pools. Do you skate swimming pools?
Totally, yep.
So where's the best swimming pools in SoCal? Bev Hills.
Beverly Hills, sure.
Right?
Oh, right, sorry.
All the celebs.
Yeah.
So what we do the old hedge jump, and me and my crew, we would pop and drop into... we did like a half a day in Cher's pool when they were cleaning it.
I'd love to carve her up.
Oh, dude. And I popped. What happens is you'll have an injury, and so they'll come out, they'll try to get you out of their pool. You're like, hey, I hurt myself. You want to just let us stay, or are we talking litigation?
Yeah, I get that.
And then, they try to Larry H. Parker your ass, and you're like, not happening. And I had an accident in, holy shit, whose pool was it? It was Rebel Wilson. Do you remember her? Rebel Wilson?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She had one of the biggest pools. And you ever crack your femur? You ever break your femur at all, Tony?
I did break my femur, yes.
Oh, talk to me. What happened?
I did a McTwist and came up short.
That ever happened to you?
So here's what happened. You're snapped?
Yeah, right here.
Okay, so mine...
It came out of his leg.
You were actually pointing to your tibia.
Yeah, I have an elongated one.
Okay,
it goes down,
right.
Goes
That is
down past my kney. Yeah,
your fib goes past your knee.
yeah, it goes to about right here.
Femur, yeah.
Femur goes
Amazing,
past your
yeah.
knee.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. They call it the
Amazing.
flamingo.
You can bend it. That's incredible.
yeah.
I didn't know they had joints.
Yeah, it happens. Everyone's born different.
Okay. So anyways,
my femur snapped right in the middle. It split in half.
Oh, wow.
And as you know, bone marrow is inside
Right.
the hollow of our bones. And what happened is my bone marrow slid into my bloodstream and started moving around, came out. Have you ever been to Yogurtland?
yeah.
And, this stuff comes out like a tube. It started coming out my nose.
Yeah.
Like straight bone marrow.
Bone marrow straight out the nose hole.
That's
Right.
gangster.
If there were wild hyenas around, that would have been it for the kid.
One nostril or both?
Just one.
Right.
Yeah. But so anyways.
That's directly connected. One nostril's directly connected to the femur.
well, no,
The
what
bloodstream. He said it got in his
it got
bloodstream.
into my bloodstream. Have you ever seen a blood clot?
Yeah.
Or as the Jamaicans say, the blood clot, man.
Yeah.
Don't know why they say that, but
I know, right? I've always thought it was weird too,
why
but
don't
it
they
is
just say
catchy.
blood? But I think
Yeah.
the blood clot, when the Jamaicans go, the blood clot, man.
Yeah, man.
I heard that the blood clot is actually for blood cloth. It's a tampon. That's what I'd heard.
Wow.
Because before
That
tampons,
really
it
changes
was a
the
cloth.
Right.
That makes sense because when kids had diapers back in the 60s and stuff,
Yeah.
they didn't have disposable ones. They were cloths. You had to wash them.
Right. Same with the old tampons. You had to wash them and reuse them.
Right. I used to use the water board, not the thing you torture people with, but the one that you wash clothes
Washboard.
with.
And
Washboard.
great cheese. Yeah.
Washboard, yeah. My step grandmother said that she was like, because she's old, obviously, and
Yeah.
she used to use the washboard.
Yeah.
And I was like, you use the washboard because you didn't have a washing machine? She was like, yeah. You've never seen whiter whites, she said. And I remember looking at her in the eye like, don't bullshit me, you
Yeah.
know? And she was like, I'm not. She was like, they're whiter whites. Like now, when you wash a white T-shirt, it's pretty white, but it's not as white as a washing
white.
board.
That sounded like a really intense exchange between you and
It
your
was because I never
grandmother.
liked her. I didn't trust her. One
Did you
time
ever
she
punch
saw.
her?
No, I don't punch girls unless they like it's
Well,
in
what
the
if
gym. But
Yeah.
one time when I was a pro skateboarder and I bought a 4Runner in Australia, like a Toyota 4Runner, which
Yeah.
back then was a pretty cool car.
Yeah.
And we were walking out to look at it, and my step grandma comes out and she goes, "Whose car's that?" And my stepmom goes, "That's Jay's car." And she didn't see me standing next to her. She's old. And she goes, "Wow, he turned out all right for a bit of a drip." And it wasn't so much she said that, it was my stepmom's face seeing me see it, where it was like, "Oh no, now he knows." And I'm like, "No, I am a bit of a drip, but I am also familiar with like everybody's like theory on me." So it
Yeah.
wasn't that bad, but it was also like, we'll see, you know. And
What-
now look at me now. I do a podcast with Tony Hawk. I turned
He's
out
the
all right
best
for a
drip.
bit of a drip, you know.
What? Just for clarity here, could you sort of define drip? I don't think I've
Stupid
heard that.
ass.
Now he wears the drip. See what I did there? Ooh, yeah, you're welcome.
Whoa.
You want to be a part of that?
I think I just was. I was right in the middle of
We
it.
can get it. You can get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you
Transfer.
go. You can strap with us now. You can leave your fat buddy and hang out with the real crew.
Fudgy.
Poor Fudgy's the only guy I know whose board scraped on the bottom of like in the
Like a
middle,
trampoline.
and he'd spark. Have you ever seen a guy whose boards and spark?
Never have.
Like a trailer spark. Remember when
Wait,
the
I thought you-
DeLorean took off in Back to the Future?
Didn't you skateboard with sparks?
Oh no, we used to put flint in our trucks. No, but
that's-
he's talking about the actual board flexed to the ground.
To the ground,
Big sparks. yeah.
sparking.
But I've seen you skate at nighttime with sparks coming off your board, so don't act like you
Is
haven't
that
been a
for
part of
reals?
When we used to use copers, you know what copers are because you used to skate, right?
Me and my crew had a bunch of them.
We would drill little holes in them and then hammer flints into them, so the copers would spark, which is ironic
sick.
because they're plastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we had some photos. Yeah.
You didn't spark in a movie?
Oh, that was Police Academy, shot in Toronto.
Yeah. The first
That wasn't
one?
me though. That was Tommy,
Oh, okay.
because he was much better at grinding stairs than I was, than any of us were.
The first Police Academy.
Fourth one.
Oh, wow. That
Shot
was,
in Toronto.
That was the best.
The best one, where it was where the cops were like, "Hey man, you guys can't skate here," and he's like, "This isn't skateboarding, officer. This is holding skateboards." And then they leave,
Yeah.
and then he goes, "This is skateboarding." And then David Spade turns into Tony Hawk, grows like 2 feet.
And Chris Miller.
Yeah. Oh, he changed into two people.
Both, yeah. At some point, he's good-footed, then he's regular-footed, then he's good-footed again.
You understand regular and goofy footed, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I have a thing that eventually got called crab foot, because when most cats ride, you got your front foot and your back foot parallel. And what I used to do, I used to invert my back foot for control.
Oh, wow.
And I did it so much, I got what they called horseshoe crab.
So with the heel out or with the toes out?
The toes facing forward. Here's the
Oh,
front
that's
of
hard.
the board.
That's-
So I'm like this. So down in the bayou, they call it crawdaddy leg. And I would.
You were in the bayou?
I used to roll in the bayou. My crew rolled through there a few times.
That's
we did
real.
the Cajun run. But I would walk. I had trouble walking for. Well, if you're going to laugh, maybe this isn't the podcast. for
No,
me.
we are very impressed how you can just turn on a dime like
The
that.
Cajun run. It's
Yeah,
a skate
Cajun
swap.
run. Like you just
Yeah.
throw that out there. Cajun run.
Yeah, have you
yes.
ever done it down in the
No,
bayou?
I haven't.
Oh, man, that's like a rattlesnake country. Poor Fudgy. He ran over a diamondback, a water moccasin, and the thing reared up and got him right in the calf.
Yeah, they do that.
I know.
Crazy how quick snakes are.
They're quick. And
Yeah.
poor Fudgy's calf, we took him to the vet and he didn't make it. And he lost
died?
a little cow. Yeah. But
Wait a minute. I thought you was when
His
I was
calf.
saying about the turducken with
He's-
that he would have been rolling around in his. You're talking about rolling around in his
Walmart
sleeping bag
yeah.
in lube in the sky in heaven.
No, he's saying his calf. His kid.
Oh, his calf
cow.
died, but he didn't die.
Yeah.
No,
There you
he used to have a calf run with him for support because he was so fat. He had a
A
support
baby cow.
Yeah.
Right.
I did say calf, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Friend
Kind of
yours?
wrecking the comedy for a comedian there, Jason.
Yeah, no,
I'm
my
not
bad.
trying to be funny. I'm just telling about
You're
my
telling
crew.
facts. You and the crew. Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
But if we could fast forward, guys, Tony, I see you have some boards there. Do you mind if we look at something? I'd love to talk about.
Well, that one on the left right there
Yeah.
is the board I'm currently riding,
Oh, can I touch it?
and I'm going to gift it to you.
No, you're not.
Oh.
Tony, no, I won't. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well,
That's a big deal.
Come off it.
You need a current skateboard.
That is legit.
You need to get the crew back together. You need to call
Yeah.
up Fudgy right now and say we're rolling through
Wow.
Can we
I don't
be in
know.
your crew?
New Orleans
Yeah.
again.
Because that's
yeah.
big.
I'm doing a thing up in the giant redwoods in about 4 weeks. If you guys want to come up, have you ever done a redwoods roll?
Yeah.
No.
I've skated. One time I tail slid an alligator.
Dude.
Quick one. Because, you don't want to hang out for too long.
Well, let me tell you a quick little story.
Please.
This is kind of an opportune thing because
Okay.
What are those called?
Well, these are the titanium tracks, right? So these are the fork backdrops, and what happens is I've come up with a new move. I was working just north of here, up in Palmdale, and they run a lot of train track between San Diego and Palmdale. And I came up with a new move called the titanium skid mark. Have you ever had a skid mark in
A couple
your
times,
undies?
unfortunately. One
Skid.
time Tony had a skid mark and he did doubles with it. He went over me in the air
Yeah.
and told me afterwards that he had a skid mark in his pants.
What's the longest skid mark you've ever had, Tony?
I didn't measure it.
If you got a dime for every time someone asks you that, how many times would you have?
Like approximate it then, just by looking at it. How long? Like a 7-incher?
No, yeah, no,
7
less than
incher.
less than 2 inches for sure.
2-inch skid
Yeah.
mark. How about you, Wildfire?
A lot of people do call me that, and I'm glad you remembered that. But I think it's probably about a 2-incher as well.
2-incher.
Yeah. And now a word from our sponsors.
I'm always looking for nutrition options to add to my routine. Luckily, there's one that tastes amazing and isn't super expensive. Our next sponsor, Orgain, makes it so easy to do just that. Orgain is the leader in real protein-powered nutrition that understands that being good for you doesn't have to taste bad. Orgain's founder, Dr. Andrew Abraham, believes that real nutrition is the power to make a difference in people's lives. Abraham left his medical practice and founded Orgain to create foods and beverages that offer better nutrition for people everywhere. Orgain's brand new 30-gram complete protein shakes offers protein-packed real nutrition designed to satisfy your cravings without all the sugar. Orgain 30-gram protein shakes are available at Costco and Orgain.com. If you want to get in on the delicious protein-packed nutrition today, head to Orgain.com/HW20 and use the code HW20 for 20% off your order. Once again, that's Orgain.com/HW20 for 20% off, and make sure you use the promo code HW20 so they know I sent you. Back to the show.
Well, you guys are going to love my new move, the titanium skid mark. Look at the width of this, Tony.
Yeah.
I get a little scientific sometimes with my boarding. I went out to train track country, the exact circumference. You plop that down on a train track, it almost clips in.
Right.
Like a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's like a square ledge. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what you do is you put that on the train track, you hold it there, you take about a 40-foot run at it, jump on it like a fat British bulldog jumping on a skateboard. Yeah. And you just skid right down that train track. I did one between Pittsburgh and Cleveland, a 2-dayer.
And you did a 2-day grind.
Well, a skid mark. I did a 2-day titanium skid mark.
It's a grind.
Well, I'm naming it. I invented it.
If you grind your trucks across anything metal, concrete, or wood, it's called a grind.
Okay.
In skateboarding.
But he's saying, yeah, if it's on the railroad, it's a titanium skid mark.
Titanium skid mark, dude. If you haven't tried these, it is... I mean,
I actually rode titanium trucks and they didn't work that well.
Yeah, but did you do it on a official
I did not.
train
No,
track?
You're right. Yeah,
that was probably the thing you missed
try
out,
it.
yeah.
I know you've done a lot, but this is a new move. And once you're on it, what's great is you don't have to work your leg muscles. You just sort of ride it. You ride it like a long, dirty brown skid mark right across the country. And you hope you don't hit a corn niblet, and you just go right along.
What's a corn niblet?
That's like if there's an obstruction on the train on the skid mark.
Like a little corn kernel.
Like it's a kind of an expression, but you know sometimes you get a skid mark and there's a corn niblet in it. And,
yeah, I get it now.
I'm with you.
And then sometimes you'll be,
now
sometimes
I'm wrecking the joke.
A tree will fall on a track or a rock or something. So, but this is fantastic, guy. Do you mind me asking?
Sure.
How much to manufacture this board? Be honest. All in.
How much? Like everything included? Yeah. What it would retail at, or what? I don't know. It would be probably with all those components, like $180, maybe $200.
What about the bearings to make it $300? Isn't it?
I don't get ceramics anymore because I kept giving them away and they're too expensive.
I don't.
Okay.
It's okay. I'm fine with it. It's okay.
Yeah. I don't want to disparage this board. This is a wonderful gift. It is what it is, and it costs what it costs. But my contribution to skateboarding, and I want to share it with you guys today. And in fact, I want to do something called a board for a board.
Okay.
With you.
Amazing. You don't have to display that the whole time, by the way.
All right, let's put this down. But I brought my board. And if we could pull the box over, I'd love to present it. Oh boy, this is gonna be a little. You know what? If we could just hold on one sec, let me kind of set up what it is before I pull it out. If you could put that back and stop ruining the podcast. Have you guys heard of a lowrider?
Yes. I love those cars.
You love them, right?
And the bikes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's flash back to what Tony just said, a $350, $800 board that he gave to me.
Pretty much.
And cut to Cinnamon Angels Fly Fly Away, who obviously care about the community, care about the kids. We've had lowriders. Me and Cinnamon Angels Fly Fly Away have come up with a new board called the Low Income Rider. And if now we could bring it in when you're supposed to, and maybe just let's pull the board out. If you could help there, nimble fingers, and pull the board careful, gently. And this is how we package them. We don't put bubble wrap on it. We don't do anything. If you could take that box.
Wow, that is amazing.
Let's get those futuristic wheels on it.
It's got a bumper on it too.
Why is there cobwebs on it?
Well, this is called you see the LI, Low Income 6000.
That is amazing.
And what we do is we repurpose, we take wood from the community, from dumpsters.
I think I know what this is now.
We take wheels. We have beautiful wheels, and this is for low income. This is
Go ahead.
We're the only board that cares about the safety of our young riders, and we've teamed up with. Have you heard of Carl's Dildos on Melrose?
I have not. No.
Down on Melrose. So what happens is in the
Sounds reputable though.
Well, great dildo shop, 4798 Melrose Boulevard. And what happens, Tony, is in all industry, and these guys are great. Sometimes you have to repurpose your materials.
Evidently.
If you've got a mold for a dildo, you get air bubbles in it, you get a deformity. And so we teamed up with them to recycle and repurpose, and they've given us all their old shafts. And this is prime dildo rubber right here.
Used.
It's not used. These are the faulty ones.
Okay.
That was.
And they donate them to us for the low income 6,000. And
very nice
we actually retrofit our
Why
boards.
is there so many cobwebs coming off it?
Well, it's a low income board, guy.
Right,
I don't
sorry.
know why you'd laugh at that, but. And so we, as a protective measure, and if you just look at the marbling on this dildo shaft, you can see some veins, and it really sort of protects the kids from bumping or falling off, and it's really a nice feature that most skateboard companies don't provide.
No.
And then we have wonderful wheels on the bottom, so you can do various tricks. They turn, so you can go sideways, unlike a lot. And then we also, just because
why are the two back? I'm assuming this is the back.
Well, we have the we like to pull into Cinnamon Angels Fly Away the community, special needs community helps us put these together, and we really do a great job volunteering.
Have you skated this?
I have. It's wonderful. And,
Is it?
And this is for the low-income people who can't afford maybe the $2,000 board Tony has, but these are $11,
Right.
and it's mostly for
This
the
thing
low
is
income.
amazing.
Does it come with it? Does it come with a dollar?
Yeah, that's
Well,
what,
that's $1 billion. If you look, that's $1 billion
is.
bill, Tony. That's $1 billion bill. And what we do
it's
is
very, but it's in direct. It opposes the low income on this
right.
side.
And
that
what
you have
we
$1 billion.
do on there, it's like if you've heard the term, the glass is half empty, the glass is half full.
Yeah.
So this is for the low income trash, the kids to see that they can dream. Maybe one day they'll have
Aspire.
$1 billion, but they probably won't.
And what about the
Right.
Google eyes?
So the Google eyes, if you look, kids love Google eyes, and what we did to kind of mesh this with the community, they grow up in this street garbage. The kids, we put the Google eyes, and normally we just have normal Google eyes, but we have the beautiful crooked Google eyes for the opioid families and
There's a lot of those out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got to take care of them too.
Yeah,
They like to shred.
Yeah, they like to shred, and so this is the low.
What's with that black tape stapled in there?
That's an L.
That's LI 6000. Low income.
Low income 6,000.
Yeah.
Graphics. Graphics.
Yeah. And
This is really special.
yeah, and the
we appreciate it.
Oxycontin Google eyes and the dildo shaft rubber protector, and that's about an $11 value right there. And I'd like to board for board.
I appreciate it very much.
Low income 6,000.
This is so special.
Yeah.
Looks like we have a new decoration for our podcast.
Yeah, I mean, if you can skate that, I'd be pretty
good.
impressed.
What's that?
If you could skate that, I'd be pretty impressed.
Don't dare me.
I'm daring you.
Yeah. Well, what's your kind of yearly nut? Like, what do you pull in a year income wise?
About $1 billion.
Yeah, so that might not be for you. That's more for the street trap, the kids that live in the low income.
It's more my board, really.
Sort of like the kids that can't really afford something more high in the garbage trash kids.
Right, I understand.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't that wild?
A lot of thought went into it. Yep.
It really does. Like whoever
True
made it
craftsmanship.
is, like as you said, special needs.
And I don't want to like do a commercial, but I really do want to thank Carl's Dildos down on Melrose for, just for them to step up and repurpose those shafts. I mean,
I've got some of the dildo on my pants.
It's sort of like, you ever see a Krispy Kreme dumpster in the middle of the night?
The skateboard sits in a particular way.
It's like a hot rod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We call it doggy style. We kind of have the...
Go on. You were saying.
If someone wants to laugh at the low-income kids.
I don't think he was laughing at that. I think he was laughing at the position you referred to.
Right. We call it doggy style. So it's always up. And there's a little crack at the back, so it's always open and it's ready to ride.
Oh,
and that's our motto.
That's why the crack in the back is there.
Right. And
wow. Oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Well, this is very innovative.
It's very innovative, and I can't thank enough Carl's Dildos at Melrose 479.
We gave them plenty of plugs. They're
good. If you go to a Krispy Kreme dumpster late at night, you'll see that they throw out dozens of boxes of donuts.
They do?
And over at Carl's, if you rummage around in their dumpster, there's all kinds of shafts.
Yeah.
And to waste those shafts and for us to come in and repurpose them, and they're just wonderfully marbled.
What doesn't sound like Carl is donating them then? You're dumpster diving for them.
No, they throw them away, and we got in contact with them, and they donate the shafts, the beautiful shafts, and we retrofit the low-income 6000 to protect the kids.
Is there a different model? This is the 6000
This is
model.
all we got right now.
Okay,
but,
so why does it start at 6000 with the...
It's just another reminder to rub it into the street garbage, to the kids that they'll never make that kind of money in their lifetime, the street trash, the kids. And
it's very nice of you to say.
And the Oxycontin Google Eyes are a fun feature and just a real... So,
well, I can honestly say I've never ridden a skateboard with casters, but I'm looking forward to trying it out.
Well,
or dildos, for that matter.
Right. Well, that's more of a protective thing. I wouldn't get all erotic about it. I would just stick to. It's like a bumper car. You hit a wall, and you're gonna bounce off with that lovely marbled veined shaft.
But don't be obviously childish about it.
Right. And what I was hoping, maybe you brought up what's the next incarnation of the low-income 6000, and I feel like here we are, three creative guys, three guys clearly have a history in the boarding game.
Right.
Maybe we sit down one day and slap some blueprints together and come up with the next version. If you're open to it, if you want to partner up with Cinnamon Angels, Fly Away, and Carl's Dildos at 659-207 Melrose. I'm happy to have these conversations. We don't have to do it now.
I think we can improve on the design a bit without really upping the cost.
Not that that's bad.
Right? No.
But I think that with our expertise.
Kids.
Yeah.
What would you, if you don't mind me asking, not to commandeer your time here, but it is a skateboard show. Is there something, a vision you have for something?
Wheels facing the same way together. That makes it easier to skateboard, I find.
Okay, good point. Noted and taken.
Dildos are bolted to the front of my skateboard. Man, I do. If my board hits a wall and it has a dildo on the front of it, is it chipped less? Yeah. But when it's in the air and I'm skating it and it's not hitting a wall, the weight of the shaft is going to pull the board down.
So you need to counterbalance it, or are you saying lose it?
I think
I think it's
either
a
dildo
handle
on the back.
Like you're not going to maul grab it. You're going to grab the shaft.
Well, you know what we could do see, this is why I wanted to have these conversations. Important point, and I get it. You're in the air. Suddenly you're out of balance. You get this heavy shaft on the bow. Why don't we look at, for the low-income 8000, we include the shaft with the mushroom cap, and
wow.
And
I
the
thought you were
balls.
going to say double shaft, but
No, we put the mushroom cap.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Carl at Carl's
Yeah.
Dildos at 7290 Melrose Boulevard
Yeah.
and see
They
if they
keep
have
moving
one with a
locations.
mushroom cap and the balls. And then we got sort of a counterbalance
Yeah.
while you're airborne. Excellent point.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it could use some reinforcement too, because I do worry that the location of the casters or wheels, as you would call them,
Yeah.
will make it look like a fudgy board if you stand in the middle.
Right. And we can talk to the kids down at the assembly center, the wonderful special needs kids, and to talk to them about maybe getting the wheels more aligned and
Just more spread out.
yeah, like their eyes. Yeah.
Right.
And
Like,
so this will be, this the street track, the kids down in the low income areas.
It's a good first try.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's for you.
No, I appreciate it.
That's
And
a lot.
I appreciate it,
It is.
too.
It is a piece of art.
So is yours. This was like a board for board
It
scenario.
was perfect. Yeah. So thank you for
Thank
bringing
you.
that and for
My pleasure.
raising awareness.
Yeah, for the kids,
For the kids.
low
I think a lot of
income,
people
the street
are not
garbage.
aware of the children out there that are allergic to cinnamon,
Yeah, well, this is certainly gonna.
because it was new to me.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about it. And that's why I started the charity to really raise awareness.
I have a feeling that's a real thing, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
I mean, that's what he's saying.
Yes,
so it's like, I don't understand why it's funny.
I get
it's
it. I'm
real.
trying to break
I don't
the
know.
fourth wall here, but yes. Right.
Yeah.
Interesting time to laugh.
Yeah, he does that sometimes. He's been through a lot. You know?
Speaking of,
Do you always drink your drink like that?
This is something me and the crew did. We call it slurp bubbles. And what happened?
Go on.
ahead. Yeah.
Go on, dude.
What happens is we know about force. We know about gravity, right? We've all been in our crews. And what happens is when you suck, you high pressure suck past the lip of this opening, or as I call it, the Coca-Cola anus right there. You just go. Creates a vacuum and the pop foams up in your mouth.
Yeah.
And that's why we do it. So you
That's
can
good.
have your plain liquid going down Boersville, or you can have a Michael Jackson,
party.
George Michael olive oil orgy in your mouth.
It's one way to put it. Yeah.
So that's me and my crew. We do, whatever.
Is it okay if I start drinking like that, or is that
Yeah.
like you want to?
No.
it's not proprietary to your
It's
crew.
fun. It's fun.
Somebody once told me that if you make noises when you're eating food, it makes the food taste better. And I tried it, and he was right.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was like, that's impossible. It makes no sense. And then I was like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, oh my god,
Tasted better?
It tasted better.
What were you
Yeah.
eating, if you don't mind me asking?
Sandwich had turkey in it. and
Turkey
bacon.
sandwich and bacon.
Yeah.
And how did it sound?
Now I normally just go.
Right. But how did this one
I was
sound?
like, no. And then you know what a shark is weird because I think I have hands.
is happening?
Like
Yeah.
I'll just like eat a sandwich.
Yeah.
But sharks they'll like, get stuff and then they go like they go
Right.
from one side to the other.
They thrash.
Yeah. And then I used to, because I love sharks, so I started doing that when I would eat stuff. But I have hands. I could just replace it in my mouth.
Right.
But
So you're not
instead-
trying to kill your prey.
Yeah, but that's kind of cool because I feel like at one point we were all animals and we couldn't go to the supermarket because there was no supermarket in caveman time, and we ate like animals because we're animals. So at the end of the day, we're all animals. God made us all.
Primal.
We're all
Yeah.
equal.
Get into it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go there.
We're all equal. Like
But the-
chimpanzees. Did you know when chimpanzees are aggressive, they eat feet and genitals?
Yeah.
We don't. You know why? Because it's frowned upon.
Yeah.
But really,
Lame.
that's what we should be doing.
Yeah. Well, to your note about wanting to eat animalistic style, I purposely didn't have my wisdom teeth removed because if you look at our ancestors, you look at the evolution of man, we had wisdom teeth because as primates, as Homo erectus, as primitive man, we needed those extra teeth in our jowls to tear and break down the meat. A mammoth steak is a lot more dense than a buffalo or today's modern cattle. And so
Obviously.
I left mine in. I don't kind of shark it, but I will use my back wisdom teeth to just grind up a good T-bone into a fine pulp.
Right, and if you break it down more before you swallow it, there's less work for the body to digest it, so that you have more energy to kill.
Well, you can get it down to such a fine liquid. Have you ever pissed out a T-bone steak?
If I had a dime for every time.
What? I'm interested, if you don't mind me deviating a bit, Tony. He mentioned sharks.
What's that?
He mentioned he loves sharks, and I'm a shark nut. And if you don't mind me deviating from the board world for a second, what kind of sharks do you like and why?
Great white tips. I like white tips because I think they're the best looking ones, and I like their speed and agility.
Yeah.
But great white to me is like, I feel like a lot of people, they're scared of great whites, but great whites can't talk.
A lot of people.
And they don't have pockets. And you know what I mean? So they can't reach out and say, hey man, like what have you been up to?
Yeah.
But I think they want to say that, but I think they have a scary face. But I think it's only a scary face because the government has made them out to be scary, mainly like, you know, I mean, the producers of Jaws and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like Jaws personally went for Chief Brody and then Chief Brody's kid and then Chief Brody's wife, like in Jaws 4. Let's be serious.
Yeah.
Jaws' son is not after Mrs. Brody.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
Like it's a wife's tale. It's ridiculous. I think sharks want to be our friends because I've met sharks in the sea, like up close.
What?
And they were like friendly dogs. Like they got real. At first, they were coming towards me. I was like, because I watched too many Jaws movies.
Yeah.
And then when they get close, I was like, and he was like,
what kind of shark?
I think they had a black tip on them. I didn't know the name. I believe it was
black tip shark.
Yeah. And I've also, one time I was in the water with a shark, gray nurses. You're familiar with that shark?
Oh, I love when seniors still work.
Man, my mum, I was in the water in the ocean with the grey nurse and my mother, and I went to take a photo of my mother as a grey nurse went behind her, and she fell over because she's not very good at, like, the tank kind of pulled her over a little bit, and she punched the grey nurse, and the grey nurse was like, no retaliation, you know, if you punch me.
I don't think you can generalize the grey nurse's disposition and make that representative of all sharks.
Are you a shark specialist, Tony?
No, but I have swam with nurse sharks. But I wouldn't go with great whites.
Yeah, right. Nurse sharks are technically the most docile of. They get very large, but they're very timid. I don't think they're more like bottom feeders. So
have you seen the lady that pats tiger sharks?
Sure have.
All the time. She befriends them all. Yeah.
Yeah.
They come up to her and she does the little thing where she puts her hand on her nose. Sometimes they go, and it's like, okay, you look like you're trying to hug, but as I've said, see, the thing is they don't have arms. So they're trying to hug.
You said they don't have pockets.
Yeah, well, why would you have a pocket if you haven't got any arms?
Oh, I see.
That's like the definition of insanity. You know what I mean? Like, let me just get my change out. Ah, shit. You know what I mean? I've only got a fin that doesn't go in my pocket.
Yeah.
God is not that cruel.
Yeah.
You know?
Good point. There's a tiger shark right there.
But there's a girl I forgot her name.
Wow.
Carol. Yes.
Yeah.
Huberman is friends with her. Andrew Huberman.
Yeah, Huberman.
He said that he knew her and that I could go to Hawaii if I wanted to and go 14-foot tiger sharks. And they like come over and she pats them and they like say hello to her. And to me, it's the greatest thing that I can do in my life before I die.
Did you see how you lit up?
There's
nothing.
Like
you just said shark. You said shark, and then
I've never been more excited about it.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate beast. There's no other beast on the planet. Okay, a bear, but a bear is like furry and kind of cute. A shark is the ultimate killing machine. And if you can befriend the ultimate killing machine and be up close and give it a hug, there's nothing. You're right up alongside it. You know what I mean? You're in the pocket of death, but you're alive, and you've never been more alive. You can't be more alive.
You could get an escort.
It's overrated.
Okay.
It is edgy, and there is a price, but great white is the coolest thing ever, man. A great white or a tiger shark that swims up alongside you.
Yeah,
there's nothing
agree.
cooler.
I agree.
You can't beat it.
No. I'm not going to argue with you.
Maybe playing guitar for Metallica.
Yeah.
You mean like James Hetfield's like, let's go. And I'm like, okay, James, you know what I mean?
Or what if you played drums for, what's that band?
Def Leppard, because he's got one arm?
No, that was a Shark Attack, though. But what's the guy that sings Ace of Spades?
Oh, Motorhead?
Motorhead. If you were the drummer for Motorhead, because his name's Shark.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So see how the world comes together?
Lemmy came to my house once.
Lemmy, his nickname was Shark?
No, the drummer's name is Shark.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Lemmy came to my house once.
What happened?
I had my girlfriend, she used to be a dancer of the exotic type. And I was like, if you ever meet anybody famous, bring them over. And then she buzzed the elevator and she used to drink. And she goes, Lenny is here from Motor Breath. And I go, do you mean Lemmy from Motorhead? And she goes, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, okay, so this guy looks like Lemmy from Motorhead.
Yeah.
And I open the door. It's him. He's in my apartment. He's like, oh, you got a guitar? I got it because I had a Gibson Explorer because I loved Metallica.
Yeah.
And he played my Gibson Explorer for like 2 hours. He did a bunch of stuff that was not cool. Like he was doing drugs and alcohol.
Was he really just there to hit it with your girlfriend though?
Yeah, he thought that's what was going to happen, and then in the end, I had to be like, "Hey, I love Motorhead, but not that much."
You don't want your woman doing Motorhead. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So then he left, but he did tell me a story about his birthday. Metallica came dressed as him to his birthday, and when you're like 28 years
That's
old,
amazing.
and Lemmy's telling you a story about it.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is the coolest day ever. And then I had to ask him to leave, which was really confusing because I'm like, I'm so not metal. You know what I mean? Like, I should just be like, yeah, do whatever you want. But
I think what happened is your girl told him to come back.
Oh,
he
for sure.
thought he was getting laid.
Yeah.
Opens the door. This big guy's standing there. So now he's got to bluff for a little bit. Oh, you got a guitar. So he's trying to, the whole time he's playing, he's figuring out, how do I get out of this?
Yep.
I'll be his buddy because you're an intimidating looking guy. And so he sort of had to put on a little show to kind of backdoor it out of there before this guy cracked his skull like a Chinese walnut.
maybe that.
Yeah.
I looked way less intimidating back then.
To me, you didn't.
Life hadn't got me yet.
But also he was such a super fan that even if Lemmy's trying to get out of there, he's like, but wait,
Right. Yeah.
what about this?
I'm going to milk this and get a little
which
bit
you
of a
should have.
freebie. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fair trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got invited, Kathy and Riley and I got invited to his birthday at, what do you call it, the Roxy, the whiskey?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because he has his own. He had his own. He plays a video game there. It's still there with a plaque of him next to it. He just is. It was there.
so
every night.
we were. I don't remember. It was some milestone birthday.
Yeah.
And we were so excited to go. And something came up on the way here. We were literally in Orange County on the way up, and then something came up. And we had to turn around, and then he passed away like a week later.
Oh no!
How did he pass away?
I can't remember.
I don't even know if I want to know.
I know. I think he had cancer, and I think he knew that it was.
Dude.
But he wouldn't stop.
But they have
smoking.
a statue of him there.
Yeah.
Now. Have you seen it?
Yep.
That thing is amazing.
Is it cancer statue or regular statue?
It's a regular statue.
It's regular. It's a fair question.
It's peak Lemmy.
So it's not him with cancer.
No.
Okay.
Good question.
It's not him. It's not a giant metal bed in a hospital.
Well, you have to ask these things.
You
I didn't
do?
know. I haven't seen it.
It's him in rock and roll form.
Great. With your girlfriend on his shoulder?
If he wants, it's fine by me. Not my girlfriend anymore.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just got a potato.
Yeah, there you got him. I like
Got
it.
a potato. Thank you. Harlan, we appreciate you coming here. Thank you very much.
What a treat. And, I'm looking forward to our collab on the next rendition, the Low Income 8000 with you guys. And let's see what
Me too.
we can bring
too.
to the community and make skating affordable for everyone. And,
Accessible, affordable.
yeah. And
And
safe.
to benefit
And safe.
the cinnamon allergies.
I think it's crazy to make.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a skateboard company.
Yeah.
It's not very good. Well, you know it. You know of it, obviously.
Sure,
'cause you've been
sure.
around.
Yeah.
You're in cruise.
Yeah.
But I feel like giving him a pro model would be like a pretty sick idea. I think at this point, because I'm a comedian who is a pro skateboarder, so everybody on my team has to be a professional comedian.
Are these the graphics?
That's like a painting of that on the board.
Get ready.
That would be a sick graphic.
It's coming at you.
Yeah, no one's got.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
It's coming at you hard is what it is.
Yeah.
Just FYI, the Oxycontin Google Eyes are patent pending. So once we clear
You know the rights to that?
we're clearing it. And once
once
they're
you-
cleared, we can include whatever designs you guys want. We can
All right,
have the
appreciate that.
Oxycontin Google Eyes. The kids love them.
Yeah. I don't think we should sell it to kids. But anyway. It's a
Okay,
good
last
board.
thing I want to say to you
Yes,
is
sir.
you wrote me this lengthy apology when we did Kill Tony.
Yes.
And it was completely unnecessary. I just want you to know that.
Well, what happened is, see, we do improv.
Yes.
And I never hold back. I go with the complete moment. And he made a comment about someone having cancer. And much like the distasteful Lemmy joke I just did, I don't put the brakes on. And so you made a comment about cancer. And
It was about Ray Underhill,
Yeah.
who passed away from cancer.
And I made a comment which wasn't cruel, but it might have been taken the wrong way
No.
by people because it was instant improv. And I think you're such a wonderful guy, such a nice guy. So I wrote you an email saying, I hope you didn't take it the wrong way, and explained my methodology.
Yeah, I understand.
And I hope I didn't offend
I just
anybody.
want you to say, I just want to say, it speaks to your character that you would do that, but I was in it. I was in the comment, and it was funny what you said, and it was a perfect break from me bringing the whole thing down for even saying that. So
No, okay.
I appreciate it.
Good. No, I just...
and it got us here. You're here a lot of based on that communication. So I appreciate it.
Wow, thank you.
You didn't owe us
I
anything.
just wanted to let you know I had full respect and honor for your friend and for you and
Thank you.
and anyone with, and you know, it's funny with comedy. A lot of times people will stray away from, if you're in the crowd and you see a blind person or someone in a wheelchair or a sick person, and they hate it when you back away from it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I remember one of my earliest shows in my first year of comedy. There was a guy who's doing a show all night, and I looked down and I saw a dog under the guy's table, and I go, dude, why do you have a dog? And he goes, I'm blind. And I immediately locked up, and I literally physically moved away from the guy.
Yeah.
And I went,
He wouldn't
wait,
have known.
why am I doing this, right? And I went over, and I was so honest on stage. I said, dude, I just moved away from you because you said you were blind. Can we talk about your blindness? And so we started talking. I did about 6 or 7 jokes. I talked to him after the show. He absolutely loved it. And I learned from that, never back away from anything, because no matter where you're at in life, sick, healthy, whatever, you need to be included and you need to laugh. So
and they're
that's what
coming.
it's
Well,
all
also,
about.
he's coming to the comedy show.
That's right. That's right.
There
and
is
so
that.
you always got to treat everyone on an equal plane. It's never cruel or vindictive. It's just about finding the humor and letting everyone be part of it.
Yeah, and it's not like they don't know, you know?
Yeah,
Like
right.
I met a lot of people on my radio show. I would have all different kinds of walks of life, and I would always, there was one guy, he had one fake eye, and I was like, which one's the real one? So I know what to look at. And I felt the rest of the room go, whoa, really,
Right?
dude?
Yeah.
And I was like, he's got one dead eye. I want to look at the one that he knows I'm looking at. And the guy didn't, he was like, yeah, man, this is the good one. Stay on that one. And I was like, duly noted. Yeah. And then another guy, an Australian guy that got attacked by a great white shark, and he lost a leg and an arm. And when he shook my hand, he had a robot arm from here down. And I was like, whoa, cool, you got a robot arm.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. And I was like, wait, it does handshakes? He's like, mate, it's got a program to hold a beer. And I was like, show me. And and it was like the first thing, my friend was like, the first thing you can do is talk about his arm. And I'm like, he shook my hand with it.
So this hand was programmed?
He got a button that he can press and it goes and holds a tinny.
Oh, he's going to love the front of my skateboard.
Right. I didn't think of that.
That's it. Harlan, appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You are a legend, and even more of a legend now after this.
Thank you.
Shit.
Thank you. Wow, that was ridiculous.
That's for you. You're keeping that.
Oh my God!
I wouldn't want
I do
anyone
want
else
to try to ride it, but I don't want to break it.
No, it'll break in a minute. I didn't even build it properly. It's just.
You don't say it. But.
Wait, you can do this here.
Oh my God, it's gone. Oh, wait a minute.
That's it. I'm
low income.
Low income 6,000.
Oh, man.
Okay, don't turn.
Wow, this could be your biggest challenge, huh? Wow, I did it. This guy can jump 900 feet.
What was that?
I think the dildo just snapped.
Oh.